waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Hit that like button on your way in the building. We got a lot to talk about. Listen, this stream was supposed to be about Trevor Lawrence, but we're going to pause that for a second and talk about what the Miami Dolphins just did. We just signed, breaking news, fresh off the press, Calais Campbell, defensive end, my defensive tackle. I think like he's going to have to be, he's in the trenches, in the interior. This is what I've been waiting on. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm starting to get nervous. I'm starting to get nervous because everything that I keep saying that the Miami Dolphins need to do this, and this, and then I will finally feel like we got hope. They got the safety. Yeah, but they still need an interior D lineman and they need a interior offensive lineman. They just got Calais Campbell. Now, for those who don't realize, based off of our system, him being a DN ain't going to be the same as Phillips and Chubb and Chop Robinson and all of that. They're technically linebackers. He's going to come in and play Christian Wilkins' role. And I'm going to be honest with you. Christian Wilkins, younger, more exciting right now in his career, but man, I did Bleacher Report's stream and said my wish list, Calais Campbell was one of the three on my wish list. And they did it. They get me nervous, man. Like if you can go get you one or two interior offensive linemen, woo, we about business. One or two offensive linemen, and I'm going to be honest, I'll settle with one long as they really solid. If we could do that, man, we about business. I think that this team's makeup could sustain injuries. Now, y'all know what it still come down to. We all know who it's still going to come down to. But the goal of a team is to eliminate any excuses. We lost last year due to injuries. Well, we got depth. We got depth that, like, again, we need more offensive linemen, better quality guys. But where we ain't got no depth at? Where do we not have players? See, so now all them defensive tackles and stuff that came in that they supposed to be fighting for a job, now I feel good about whoever wins it being a backup. Now I'm good with that. This is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm looking at the team. I'm telling y'all now, at this point, one or two more interior offensive linemen that are really good, like solid, and we're good. Now I know some of y'all saying safety. We like, come on, we just brought one in. Now I know we can use one more, no doubt, but I'm okay with the 3-man right now. That's still a good start. It ain't gonna be perfect in every position, but I'm good with the 3 that we have. I am good with the 3 that we have. Dolphins, man. All right. I'm telling y'all, I ain't gonna lie. This is how you kind of build the team, but you gotta, like, every time we be getting close like this, we don't finish. Chris Greer, go look at some offensive linemen, bro. Go look at some offensive linemen, bro. Don't do this to us. Don't sit here and be like, oh, we'll be fine. Like, come on. Don't let that be the reason we get derailed. And listen, man, y'all can hate all y'all want. I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all sitting here talking about, oh, he 38. Chill. The man 38 playing at a high level still. Y'all know I ain't gassing nobody up. He already gassed up. Calais Campbell still impactful. He's still disruptive. I mean, he has his moments with tackling, but he's still disruptive. Mince me with that crap. Y'all know I don't sugarcoat nothing over here. I ain't trying to sell no Wolf tickets. I ain't over here trying to make you feel good just for clicks. If anybody don't do that, you know that's me. Calais Campbell is still playing at a very high level. He is still impactful in the game. This is why when I went on Bleacher Report and we did a stream about our wish list, Calais Campbell was on there. He was one of the 3 players on my wish list. And we look at us going out and getting them. Look at us going out and getting them. I see you, King Lowski. And I'm telling y'all, this might be the most underrated move of the whole offseason. Because the one person I knew that you weren't going to be able to replace was Christian Wilkins, but God doggy, you did good enough. You still be failing, Greer, but today and tonight, you're in a better graces with me. The one guy that you could have got, and I thought he would have been worth some big money. I got to see the contract. I got to see the contract. You and Omar finally agree on something. Omar wanted him too. That's what's up. Okay. I got to see the contract, man. How much he costs? You know, dang. Playing at this high level, I know he older. Did we get a team-friendly deal? You know, I don't know. I got to wait on the contract. But I'm going to tell you, man, it ain't no question about it, man. From somebody who prides themselves off of not sugarcoating, somebody who prides themselves off of not telling y'all what y'all want to hear just because you want to hear it. This is a good move. This is huge. I'm telling y'all, this might go down as the most underrated move this offseason. Like, I'm thinking about all the moves this offseason. I'm trying to find a really, really, really great one. It's like, whoa. No, man, none of them stack up to this. I like, y'all help me out in the chat. Maybe I'm tripping. You might name one. I'll be like, oh, I forgot about him. But ain't no move better than this offseason. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. Any move we made better this offseason? No, we haven't. Fuller, he close, but no. This is the best move this offseason that we've made. And now I ain't no OBJ. Y'all gonna learn about that. But anyway, not that it's a bad thing, but it ain't no. No. If I'm getting a number 2 version of OBJ, then yeah, but I think he's a number 3 now in the NFL. Who, if your number 2 goes down, he's not going to fill your number 2 role, but you're okay with having him in it. You know what I mean? So that's how, my bad, y'all. That's how I look at it. But no, I don't think there's been a better move this offseason than Calais Campbell, because your biggest loss was Christian Wilkins, and you didn't fill Christian Wilkins' spot, because that spot has to be filled with somebody long term. But by gosh, you did a good job filling it for the temporary, for the now. You did a really good job filling it for the right now. Man, I love this move. I love this move. And y'all know, man, I'm so critical. I only look at the flaws of the team because I want to keep talking about them so we can eliminate them. I ain't got much else to talk about at this point with that. Now it's about the O-line. And outside of that, all right, how are we going to cook? You know, now we can get into some more productive conversation of how we going to cook. We're starting to get some real hope. Now, we still need another piece. I ain't going to be a beggar and say, give me 2 more pieces. At least, Greer, give me 1 more really nice offensive lineman. We know you ain't getting no star. Just don't give me no bum that's competing for a job. You see how you found Calais Campbell out there? Go and get me a veteran who older but still playing at a high level. That you go get one of them on the O-line, in the guard position, and I'm good. Because y'all ain't gotta acknowledge it, but I'm gonna tell y'all now. I think the Dolphins need to invest at keeping Liam Eichenberg at center. People will be like, "Oh, you don't know football." I think that they should keep Liam Eichenberg at center. Y'all, I mean, we want to sit here and act like this man was atrocious when he played center. He was good enough. I want what's around him solidified. Leave Liam Eichenberg at center. You can scheme help wherever necessary. Go get you a veteran right guard. Let all them other guys battle for a veteran right guard. Let all them other guys battle for the left guard, which I think we should have a collective of good, decent guys already. And you got your 2 tackles, and you got a backup tackle in Paul, and hopefully he shows good promise early, just in case one of them get hurt. Just one more offensive lineman, please. Because when one go down and you start that shuffling, and it's any given week, man. Don't let the O-line be the reason. Don't be San Francisco. Because San Francisco, we just learned this the other night on the show with Jesse, the San Francisco 49ers representative. He said, the one thing in common with Miami and San Francisco, they don't invest in the O-line. This is a philosophy of theirs. Get the ball out quick and different stuff like that. You don't have to put all that big money in the O-line. Man, if you view this team as a Super Bowl team and we get all the pieces necessary, then you got to go all out if you really trust in Tua. You got to go all out and go get another offensive lineman. You got some extra cash, go ahead and get it, because this window is going to get grim when you look at these contracts out here. People got to get paid. People got to get paid. So, man, let's go for it. Like, really, really go for it. I mean, like, y'all don't understand. When you got a chance to solidify the roster in every area you possibly can, you got to go for it. Chiefs already at the top of the mantle. The Baltimore Ravens, they going forward. They roster stag. You got the Jets going for a roster stag. Buffalo, I think, takes a step back, but they still a division woe. They gonna be competitive with us. It's gonna be tough. You got the Browns stack, the Bengals coming back, especially if they sign T. Higgins. You got the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers. Even without a quarterback, they win 11 games, and with a quarterback, they're gonna do better this year with some weapons. Houston Texans right there doing what they do. Jacksonville trying to show that they still the guys. This ain't the time to play around. You got to make sure that there ain't a single question on this roster. And the only question you should have when it's all said and done, week 1, snap the ball, is your quarterback. And it'll be answered because they ain't got no excuse. They got everything and depth. Get the O-line. Come on, Greer. Like, you so close. The 3 things I told y'all we need. We need another safety. We need another interior D lineman. And we need an interior offensive lineman. We just got 2 of them 3, and we still got a whole other 2 months before football. Come on, Greer. Come on. You right there at the finish line. 1 or 2 more pieces. Easy. You got the money, too. Give us real hope going into, not that blind crap we go into every year. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is the closest of a roster that I believe we've ever had. Now, the shame in it is it's not built to be a long-term roster. This roster is built for this year and this year alone. Campbell, highly likely not going to be here next year. Fuller, highly likely not going to be here next year. Poyer, highly likely not going to be here next year. Mostert, Tyreek, Armstead, Chubb. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't understand what I'm saying, go look at their contracts. All of them players I just named, highly unlikely to be here next year. This is it. I told you had 2 years left last year to where you're going to have the best roster you ever had. And you're in year 2. This is it. This is the last year you're going to see a roster where you like, woo! This is it. So don't play around with it, Chris Greer. Go all out. Big move from the Dolphins. A++. Argue with a mirror if you don't believe this is the best acquisition all offseason. I'm telling you, this is the best acquisition all offseason. A disruptor. And now I'm one of my fears, man, we might get ran over. Man, we need somebody to disrupt the backfield, hound quarterbacks. And I'm not talking about from the edge position. Up the middle is so important in this league, and people don't get it. Oh, we'll be fine. Collectively, we'll figure it out. No, we wouldn't. And now, hopefully, we can. I believe we can with a Calais Campbell. That's why he was on my wish list. I give Chris Greer props on this one. Big time move. This is what you wanted to do. This is what I've been begging for. Thank you for recognizing it. Thank you for actually doing it. Thank you for not being stubborn and just going with what you got. Great job. Great GMing on this one. All that other stuff, Greer cooking. No, this is cooking. The other stuff, he boiling eggs. This one right here got ingredients, some measuring cups. This is cooking. Shout out to the chat. Let me go over some of the super chats before I move into the Trevor Lawrence deal. A lot of people don't realize Trevor Lawrence deal is not what it seems. It is a prove it deal, and I am going to prove it to you. For those who don't understand salary cap, you're going to get a clear understanding of why Trevor Lawrence has a prove it deal. He ain't got no big money like y'all think, and I'll show you. All right, shout out to the homie G Firm. He said, love to my brother. I never agree with. LOL. I love you, man. O'Shea Morris. O'Shea Morris became a YouTube member. I appreciate you, O'Shea. Thanks for the love and becoming a member of the channel. Hopefully it ain't go away. With the Pro Bowl status, salute to you, brother. That means that you are committing to show love to this channel and the bigger and better the things that we do over here on a monthly basis. Salute to you. Everybody that's a member of the channel, I honor you. I recognize you. Thank you, because when you become a member, I don't care if it's the $2 tier, whatever it is, you're pledging that $2, $4, $6, whatever the money is. The $25, I think, is the highest tier, but you're pledging that every month to say, hey, I'm going to support what you're doing, brother. So everybody that's a member of this channel, salute to you. Thank you. And I appreciate it humbly. Real talk. All right. And all the mods of the channel, I entrusted to make a mod to keep the chat clean. And you know what? If you ain't a mod, if you ain't a member, if a Patreon, all that stuff, for those who hit that like button, show love and support, thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Ravens Talk with Yolanda. How you doing? I'm glad you're in here. She said, as a Ravens fan, I wanted Calais to come back home to our team this year. You guys got a good one. Thank you for that. And I know we do. And now we can beat y'all. That's right. I said it. You lucky we don't play in the regular season. I don't think we do we? I hope. But hey, we gonna beat you now. All right. Jay just gave a donation showing love. Salute to you, man. THT Biovic said, why you ducking smoke from reading Roundtable, shaking my head? I'm just staying in my lane. You know, I'm not worthy of being on that. That's for the greats. That's all. I ain't ducking smoke. That's just for the greats. And I wish them all the best. All right. It's that simple. It's for those who know what they talk about. All right. How long you been live? I didn't get a notification. 22 minutes now. 22 minutes now. All right. Glenn said, this is a big pickup because it is a big need position. One O lineman and corner when he gets healthy. Miami needs a lineman or trade for one. I agree, Glenn, because I'm looking at it like we got a team ready to go to war. And then when some of them guys get healthy, we go, hey, it's on. It's on, all right. Calais is from Miami. Yes, I know that. We'll show out before retiring home. I hope so, man. Don't come here and be no bum. We need that. Hey, we need what you been. Don't start no regression here. But no, he's a dog. He's from the crib. Salute to him. This is like real talk. Yeah, this is what we needed. All right. Let me see. All right, so I got through the super chats. All right, y'all. We'll double back on that in maybe like 30 minutes or something, give a little bit more insight on that. But let's get to Trevor Lawrence deal, okay? Everybody going crazy. Let's get straight to it. I ain't gonna waste y'all time. Let me just say, Trevor Lawrence ain't get paid no money. He got paid money, but he ain't get paid no big money. He's the highest per average annual per quarterback at 50. He ain't get no money. No, he didn't. Nope. He ain't get no money. What if I told you Trevor Lawrence average per year is actually 36 million? What if I told you his average per year was actually 36 million? Y'all be like, oh, this guy's always talking crazy. Don't know what he's talking about. Well, I'm about to show you that his average per year is actually 36 million a year. Okay. So first of all, let's go with the facts first. Let me pull up one of the Trevor numbers things. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So listen, y'all, listen to the contract. Trevor Lawrence got a 5-year extension worth $275 million. $55 million a year, with $200 million guaranteed and $142 million fully guaranteed. Do y'all know why there's a difference between $142 million guaranteed and fully guaranteed and $200 million guaranteed? What's the difference between fully guaranteed and guaranteed? See, a lot of people don't know. So let me explain to y'all. They have this thing in the contracts. If you pay attention to the fine print of the contract, right? And I don't know which year they're going to put Trevor's, but it's going to say something like this. It's going to say, if you're still on the roster by March of 2027, another 38 million becomes guaranteed. Does that make sense? And then they'll have something in there like, if you do this, you may have a few bonuses. And then in 2028, if you're on the roster by March, whatever, another blah, blah, blah becomes guaranteed. Okay? So you're getting guarantees, but some of it, you got to be on the roster by a certain date to get the guarantees. That's why there's a difference between guarantees and fully guarantees. So in reality, we're only paying attention to fully guaranteed money. And the fully guaranteed money is $142 million. So let me break this down. And you know who would probably like this? Omar Kelly would probably like this because he loves telling y'all stop looking at all that fluff money. Look at the real money. So here's the real money on Trevor. Remember, they are doing it after year 3, not like Tua. They're doing it after year 3. So what does that mean? Year 4 is $11.7 million. Matter of fact, I have it. I took a screenshot before Spotrac deleted it to do the new numbers. Year 4 this year is $11.7 million. It's about to change because of the new deal, but it's supposed to be 11.7. Year 5, which the 5th-year option they picked up, is almost 26 million. So he's still got 2 years, one at 11.7 and the other at 25.6. And then the 5-year extension. So in essence, what he has is take the guaranteed money of the extension, which is 142, add it to his 4th and 5th year. Okay? That'll give you like 180 something million dollars. So for the next 5 years, it's technically 180 something million. And when you divide that by the 5, his average annual is literally like $36 million. Now, when you see the contract and it says, if he's on the roster by March of 2027, now that guaranteed number starts getting close to the 200. So why do I say this is a prove it deal? Because if they cut him, say 2028 or whatever that qualifier kicks in, say he's a bum this year and next year, and they like, we got to move on. If they cut him, he never was going to see the 200 million worth of guarantees. The max he's going to see is the 142. And they'll have all the years to spread it out just in case they wanted to move on. So what this does is by 2028, when Trevor is done with his guaranteed money and the team has paid an average of about 36 million, Then the real money kicks in. But did they pick up the options? Did they say, okay, we're going to keep him on the roster on this day? If they decide to keep him on the roster by those qualifying days, then they're going to say, well, he's worth the bigger money. And now it's starting to kick in. The early part of the contract is the small money. The back part of the contract is all that non-guaranteed money. So now they'll be able to see if he's worth it. And if he is worth it, they'll still be getting a steal 4 years from now. They'll be getting a steal 4 years from now. So a lot of people actually won't comprehend that when you look at the contract. All you can do is add the guarantee money from the new deal plus the 2 years he already has, and it comes up to about 180 something million divided by the 5 years. And basically you got an average of about 36 million a year. Now remember, Q said backload his contract with incentives. Maybe it just depends on how they structure his deal. But what I'm saying to y'all is this contract is supposed to go for 24, 25. This contract is supposed to go all the way to 2030. This contract should take him to 2030. But the way they structured the contract by doing a year 3 and only guarantee 142, they can get out of it in 27 if they want to. After the first year of playing the new deal. After the first year of playing the new deal, they can get out if they want. Because they got 4 years to spread out the dead cap if necessary. So we really got to sit back and see how much of a cap hit they're going to take over the next 2 years to tell you if they're going to back end it or they're going to consume a lot of it early on. Just depending on them. But I'm telling you now, right now, Trevor Lawrence's deal is pretty much worth about 36 million a year because his guaranteed money is really only like 3 years worth. Plus the 2 years he already got guaranteed of a 4th year and a 5th year option. So that's how all of that works. So they also have an out built in it. They have an out built in these contracts. And let me give you an example real quick. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you the difference between a prove it deal and a non-prove it deal. Give me a second. Here's the difference between a prove it deal and a non-prove it deal, right? Joe Burrow got the same 275 million. The exact same 275. That's what Burrow got, right? A lot of people didn't know that. 5-year, $275 million contract. But Joe Burrow got $219 million guaranteed. 219 guaranteed. Not the 142 guaranteed and 200. No, not the 142 fully and the 200 regular guaranteed. Joe Burrow just straight up got 219 guaranteed. That's the difference in the prove it deal that's going to make it to the back end and the non-prove it deal that's going to make it to the back end like Burrow and the prove it deal where Trevor got to maintain being good or they'll cut him and he'll never get to that 200. He'll just get to the 142. So people look at the contract, oh, you got to pay 209. Trevor ain't getting nothing. Trevor got a prove it deal. And if he does prove it, he'll make it to the big bucks. But his guarantees are not what y'all think. Only one you need to pay attention to is the 142. The 142. It's the only one. Now I want to see the details of Trevor's deal to see. And even in Burrow's contract, right? I'm going to show y'all something. He had 219 guaranteed, but in 2027, 18 million becomes fully guaranteed the fifth day of the league year. You see what I'm saying? How they put those in there? So that takes Burrows down to 201 guarantees. And then he got a $10 million guarantee in 2026 on the league year. So technically Burrow got about $190 million of fully guaranteed money. Burrow's guaranteed money is actually about a 190, even though it says 219, it's about 190. But he's gonna make it to his, because you see the disparity is about 20-something million dollars, but Trevor Lawrence's disparity is almost 60 million. That's the difference. So yeah, looks to me like it's 200 million guaranteed and 142 million at signing. Yes, it is 142. Well, 146.5 for Burrow at signing, but then more of it becomes guaranteed right when the league year starts. And when you talk about Trevor Lawrence contract, again, I need to see the details of the contract. Will he make it past 142 million? That's what you got to ask yourself. Will he make it past $142 million worth of contract? If he doesn't make it past 142 million, then he was actually a 36 million AAV. Everybody's saying 55 million average. No, that's because you're just looking at the raw numbers that ain't even fully guaranteed. It's that simple. No, I saw it on TV Fraud Talk. That's Trevor's guarantees. But is he going to get past that? Is he going to get past that in guarantees? He gets that at signing. He gets the guarantees at signing, not the cash in his pocket. But yes, that's what the contract is. When you got guarantees, as soon as you sign, those guarantees are at signing. That's everybody. And then there's other guarantees, but you got to make it to those guarantees. You got to hit those qualifiers. It's going to be something in this contract like 2027 or 2028. If you're on the roster by the 5th day of March, then this amount comes guaranteed now. But if he ain't balling out, he may not be on the roster by that date. That's the difference. That's how teams build in the insurance policy. But here's the bad part for Tua. They're able to do that because they did the contract after year 3 to bring the cost per year down. Tua is trying to get his at the year 4, which takes a whole year away from the division. Basically, what that kind of means when you talk about $55 million contracts, that kind of means no matter what, Tua's going to cost the team roughly $12.5 million more than any other quarterback, just because it's less years to spread it out with. If he gets his deal now, the contract is one less year than the typical spread out. So it's going to hit our cap a little bit harder per year, or the big bucks come sooner per year. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all, because what Trevor and the Jacksonville Jaguars have, they have year 4, year 5, and the new 5-year deal. 7 years they get to spread the whole thing out. The Dolphins have year 5, and if they do a 5-year deal. And who's to say they're not looking at a 4-year deal? This is where the negotiations go so many different ways. We can't agree on the long-term extension because you want more guaranteed, and we don't want to give it. Well, maybe we should be talking about a 4-year extension instead, where we might can guarantee more. This is why all the negotiations go back and forth. We trying to figure out a long-term. The long-term ain't working. Well, what about a 4-year but give more? And this is why quarterbacks that get the 2-year get more guaranteed. This is why Daniel Jones' little 2-year extension, it was almost guaranteed, because even if we wrong, it's only 2 years. You see what I'm saying? 4-year deal, but 2 years guaranteed. But these quarterbacks want 4 years at a minimum guaranteed. If you ain't got fully guaranteed 4 years minimum, they don't fully believe in you like that. Maybe even 3.6, 3.7 worth. If you don't get about 3.7 worth of your contract fully guaranteed, they don't really believe it. It ain't that they don't believe in you. They just still got questions. You ain't solidified. You ain't guaranteed to them. Burrow's guarantees are about 4 years worth. Same with Herbert's situation. Trevor Lawrence, they only guaranteed 3 years worth. 142 million on a 55 annual. Technically, it's 2.8 or something like that worth. So that's how that works. These quarterbacks know they want the 4 years guarantee because when they got 3, team can move on after 2 and take the losses and spread it out. Team can move on after 1. If you ain't got a lot, if you got 3 years guaranteed and take and spread the losses out. So yeah, that's what's happening with Trevor's contract. I think it's a good deal for the team who gives themselves an out, and technically the annual will not hurt them for the next 4 years. Like, watch, mark my words, for the next 4 years, Trevor Lawrence's annual salary will not kill them. But then in the 5th year, it will murder them. But then they got an option on whether he's even worth it or not. On whether or not he's even worth it. And that's because they did it after year 3 and got that flexibility. That's the holdup with Tua's contract. Tua has to get more to feel like he's a part of the market because it's year 5. He needs more. He needs more guarantees to make him feel safer. He needs more guarantees. And I know Chris Greer ain't trying to guarantee more than 3 years, but go ahead, bite the bullet, concede it. Give the man his $200 million guaranteed. I mean, y'all, that's why I'm like, cut the crap, Greer. Just go ahead and do it. It is what it is because you're going to do it anyway. You ain't fooling nobody. You could take it down all the way to the end. You're not fooling anybody. You're going to cave. I guess it's all optics to make it seem like you're at least trying to get the best deal. You're going to give him his money. And maybe you want to do it in a heroic standpoint right before training camp or even make training camp. And I don't know. I know one thing. He dropped this Calais Campbell news right after Trevor Lawrence came out. He was like, ooh, I can't have people talk about this Trevor Lawrence, buddy. Oh, man. V21, you know he ain't standing on business. You know this man ain't standing on business. He is not standing on business, man. He's going to get that man his money. Y'all know what time it is. He tied to him. Y'all really think he ain't tied to him? You think Greer can pivot? I don't see it. But this year will tell you all you need to know. If the Dolphins can't compete, I'm starting to change my stance. I think Greer will go get an offensive lineman. I think he'll get another nice little piece at the guard position. I think so. I think he'll get a nice guard. And when he does, we should be able to compete with anyone. Will we win? I don't know. But we should be able to compete with anyone without excuse. And this year we'll have no excuse. If somebody gets hurt, it's a part of the game. Next man up. We got the depth for it. If they get hurt, it is what it is. It's a part of the game. But there is no excuse this year. So with that being said, I think that we can compete. I think that we can compete with the best of them. And at this point, man, it's going to be all on our quarterback to go ahead and get it done. It will be. No ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs, ands, or buts. Tua could want whatever he wants. LOL, he ain't getting no 55 a year. He might. As much as people don't like that, I get it, but he might. Tell y'all, you can't rule these things out. We know what's wise, but you can't rule them out. Shout out to David Smith, just became a member of the channel as well. man, again, salute to everybody who become members of the channel. Again, appreciate the love and the dedicated support to what we're doing over here. It means a lot. Thank you for signing up with the Pro Bowl status, homie. Salute to you for sure. All right. Shout out to Marco with the donation. Said, did the Dolphins sign Calais Campbell? Is that real? And I am, and I'm definitely getting those tickets to come kick it with y'all in Miami for Jets game. Yes, man. Listen, man, I already told y'all, if y'all can come get the tickets through me at Roundtable Sports. We're doing an event in Miami, Dolphins versus Jets, December 8th. But all the tickets, I'm assuming they'll probably be gone by sometime in August. So don't think you could just wait to the last minute. Go ahead and get your ticket ASAP if you're a Dolphin fan, because we want more Dolphin fans and Jet fans there. This is an exclusive area in the stadium on the terrace, okay? We're going to be right under a Jumbotron in a corner on our own terrace with our private bar overlooking the field. 75 people max. I think we got like 57 tickets left or something like that right now. And we just opened it last week. So we already got 15 people done purchase. So they're going to start flying off as people know about it more and more. Go to Roundtable Sports, AFC East Roundtable channel. Click on the description of the video. You'll see the link right in there. Get your tickets. We are on a private terrace. Nobody will be allowed in with us. We're right there. We got our own concession. We watching the game. You ain't stuck in just one seat. You can cozy around. It's a whole terrace area. Okay, it got seats. Okay? But, we're going to be up mingling, watching the game and doing all of that stuff too, unless you just want to sit in one of the, seats on the terrace. But yeah, come hang out with us. And that should be dope. Just chilling with some of y'all, whether it's, orange juice or Sprite or some beer or something, we can kick back, have some drinks together and really just chill. So if you go into a game, make it that divisional game. And now it also comes with the Saturday night meet and greet at Miller Ale House. We having a little meet and greet at Miller Ale House, just chilling, ordering some food, having a good time, and just chatting, man, talking football. We might even do a show. So, and we got something Friday that might be coming that you can show up to. We'll see. It's not in stone, but it might be, everybody having fun at like a casino or something like that. But it's not in stone, so don't mock me on that. So we're just trying to make it a fun weekend with Dolphin fans. Just, everybody that rock with me, just hanging out together. Me, Richie, Dan will be there. Kobe will be there. A few other Jets content creators will be there. So I'm trying to get as many Dolphin fans in there as we can because some Jets fans already ordered some tickets. So we're trying to get as many Dolphin fans in there. All right. Yeah. Let's see here. We got some more super chats. But yeah, we did sign Calais Campbell, by the way. Yes. All right. What's up, TD? So what's Tua new deal looking like now? It's still the same. I don't see anything changing unless Greer's going to be influenced by teams that make bad decisions. But again, you got to look at the details of Trevor Lawrence's contract. People going to make it seem like Trevor got it, then Tua should get it. Trevor's contract is a prove-it contract. Trevor's contract ain't going to hurt the team. It's only if he proves himself will they be impacted. But by then, the way the contract is structured on the back end, it may not be a bad deal then. But the thing about Trevor's contract is he can eventually get what he's due. But early on, it ain't hurting them. And when it's time for him to get the big bucks, if he proved himself, he'll get it. If he didn't, they can walk away from it and not feel bad. I would love this deal for Tua if we did it last year. If we did it last year and had an extra year and it was only 142 guaranteed, I would love this deal for Tua. But what's going against Tua is we're doing it after year 4, so it's one less year to spread the money. And I believe Tua probably want more guarantees. He probably want more guarantees. And it's funny how everybody get caught up in the 200 million guaranteed. No, we're going to stick right with the fully guaranteed and make sure Trevor's still on that roster in 2028 when he can kick into the 200 guarantees. Make sure he's still there. 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027. I'm sure his contract is going to be either 27 or 28, where more becomes guaranteed if he's on the roster by the 5th day of the league year. And that's when he'll get to the 200s. So I'm just going to go on the safe side and say he got 3 years to prove he's a franchise quarterback to make it to that bigger guaranteed money number. If he doesn't, the 142 is all the guarantees that's going to matter. And that's a beautiful deal for Jacksonville. Everybody getting caught up in 55 and the 275 like Burrow. All fake money until it becomes real. I want y'all to think about that. 142 to 275. That's literally like $135 million of unrealized money until it becomes realized. So we'll see. Time will tell. And if he become that dude, he'll get his money. He'll get his money. All right. What else we got here? All right, here it is. TD, I think we just signed Calais Campbell. I'm not sure if it's true, but now you definitely know what's going on. Can you confirm DM this? No, we signed Calais Campbell, bro. We did for sure. Everybody's broken the news already. My wife does not want to go to the game, but would like to go to the L House. Try to get more room at L House. Well, Glenn, you just hit us up. We'll figure out just the L House ticket for you, bro. I'll figure that out, man. Out of all people, as much as you give this channel and the Roundtable, bro, we can make that happen for you. All right. Yeah, so just we'll chat about it more. JD the Great said, great job, TD, on the contract talk, and Dolphins fans will definitely be there for the game. Fins up. Yes, sir. I can't wait, man. I'm excited about it. Salute to the 800 people watching right now. 400 on YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We got 386 on Twitter and one Twitch viewer as always. Listen, if you can, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. Thank y'all so much. All right. But yeah, Calais Campbell, that was a big pickup for the Dolphins. I think we're in good shape now. Now we just need 1 or 2 more interior offensive linemen, and we ready for war, baby. We ready for war. Okay. TD, can you still go to the restaurant without tickets and hang out? You won't be with us because I think we're booking like their patio area and stuff, like just for our crew. So it's going to be like a separate exclusive area just for us to hang out. But again, we'll worry about just L House tickets only once we're done selling out in the terrace. But I got to check with the L House to see how much room they'll be able to reserve, because they'll still be open for regular people too in the regular area. Okay. You sound like you about to run, TD. No, run it for an extra hour. Q, man. I'm good with still chopping it up. I guess I can open it up for some Q&A. So if you got any questions in the chat, I'll be more than willing to answer it. But before I do, though, remember I had a list of questions y'all were asking that I was addressing, and I've addressed them all except one. And somebody said, well, TD, what would you do if you were GM? With our current status bringing in Calais Campbell, I've already let you guys know. So and I know this question was posed about Tua and the team. Right now, what I would do if I'm Chris Grier, right? First of all, for this year's team, I'm just going to get me 2 interior offensive linemen. I'm shutting my books down. Every penny I got is going to next year, okay? That's number one. In regards to Tua Tagovailoa, if I'm Chris Grier, I'm bringing Tua in. And I'm saying, hey, man, I got a 3-year extension for you worth $150 million. I will guarantee $145 million of it. It's basically fully guaranteed. You got 3 years of fully guaranteed money. So that way you're locked down with the Miami Dolphins for the next 4 years. And technically, y'all, when you look at the contract numbers, that's technically 4 years because of the 5th-year option, 4 years, $74 million, $174 million. So what that does, that gives us the flexibility to divide that up to about $43.5 million a year. But, when we break the news and stuff, they'll say Tua got, $50 million per year average. That's what I would be offering, period. That's it. That's what I'd be offering. Now, you want to go another route? If you want a long-term deal and you don't like that, then I'll give you a 5-year deal. And I'll make that 5-year deal $300 million as far as I care, even though that won't be the number. Let's just say it's 280. Okay? 280 per year. That pretty much puts it at about $56 million a year. But I'm only guaranteeing of that contract $145 million. I'm only guaranteeing $145 million. Is just like Trevor's to a degree. And technically, since I got one less year to probably work with, because Trevor gets another year, it's going to hurt us. But this is why I would do that. Because once again, it will still only put us on the hook for 3 years. Even though I gave you about 3 years worth of guarantees on top of your 5th-year option, that last year, I don't have to be stuck in it. I still got 3 more years on the back end to divide the other $56 million. So I could take a negative $17 million dead cap each year if I want. And if it don't work out and I draft a quarterback in the first round or something, and I'm paying them like $8 million or $10 million, then I'm going to take a massive $40 million cap hit to get rid of that money in year 4. But what y'all have to realize is what Chris Greer is trying to do in this contract. It's not that he's not trying to pay Tua. He's just trying to build himself an out. He's just trying to build an out just in case. And Tua and them not going for it because they want, I'm telling y'all, Tua and them want 4 years guaranteed. Now, where can he meet in the middle? About 160 something guaranteed. That'll be the middle. So, yeah. Because all that extra money don't matter, y'all. I can give you a $500 million contract for 5 years. If I only guarantee 142, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? That's why y'all can't get caught up in Trevor Lawrence's 275. All that don't matter. The only thing you need to look at is the guaranteed money. And Trevor is right where he's supposed to be at 142 because what was Herbert's guarantees? Let me see. 218 guaranteed. Let me see when if he's on the roster by this date kicks in. Dang, why these pop-ups keep showing up? And yeah, in 2026, 24 million additional dollars becomes fully guaranteed if you're on the roster by March. Same in 2027. So yeah, like the guarantees will start adding on as long as you're doing good as you go along in the contract. But you notice the difference. Trevor got 200 of total guarantees if it goes well, but Burrow and Herbert was 218. 218. I did not know Herbert had a no trade clause in his contract, and he has a full no trade clause. I did not know that. And if he wins a Super Bowl every year, he gets $2.5 extra million. That's not a part of his salary. Interesting. But yeah, Jordan Love is on the Packers. Well, Love got to get paid. Tua got to get paid. Dak got to get paid. We'll see. We'll see. Herbert basically diddy the Chargers. Be honest with you, I really don't see a bad. I don't even see a bad thing in Herbert's contract. Let me tell y'all. This is what I keep trying to explain to y'all. Since they did Herbert and Burrow's contract after year 3, they don't nearly take the cap hits. Like, they got 1 extra year to spread it out. They got 1 extra year to spread it out. So what I be trying to explain to y'all, it's like the difference between a $200 million deal divided by 4 is $50 million each, but a $200 million deal divided by 5 is $40 million. Like, that's, you see what I'm saying here? Doing it after year 3 gave them an extra year, and it brings the overall cap down lower. This is why they straight. This is why when you get to Tua's situation, it hurts. This is why Baltimore, when they got themselves in this situation, it hurt. It ain't just because they don't want to pay him, but we didn't do it in year 3. Now it's tougher for us to even do it because it's going to really impact our cap. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, if Tua gets the same deal as Burrow and Herbert, the big money, it don't affect the Bengals like it's going to affect us. It's not going to affect their salary cap like it affects us. They got a whole extra year rolled into the deal because they did it 1 year early. That's what people don't understand. So when we talk about talent around the players, it's really going to hit us harder than them. Same thing with Mahomes. Mahomes got that big deal, it feel like 3 years ago almost, it feel like. Still ain't impacting them. It's about to start, but it takes a while. But for us, it's a little worse. A little bit worse. Let a Herbert hate. The QB market waiting to pay is getting more expensive. No, let me tell you what's going to happen with the QB market. Unfortunately, the Dolphins are in the worst end of it. It's kind of what I be telling my wife right now with the housing market, right? It's like people who buy a home right now, if you buy it at the peak of the market, man, oh man, you know how you're going to be looking 7 years from now whenever that $500,000 house worth $340? You know how you going to feel when that $500,000 house worth $340 and you look up 10 years from now and you done made payments every month and you still owe $340? That's what the market is right now. It's overinflated and you paying at a high premium, and you know what's going to crash it? Let me tell you what's going to crash the market. Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, I believe Trevor Lawrence. Y'all see where I'm going with this? How many guys got big money that we all know it ain't worth it? It's going to be after about 10 of these guys get big money and 7 of them really screw their team. Then and only then will the GMs realize, man, now we got a larger sample size of just complete failure. And teams stuck dealing with it. The Broncos with the Russell Wilson situation, all of it's going to catch up at once. You know when it's going to catch up? In 2026, 2027, and 2028. A lot of revelation. No, I'll even say, 2020. No, let's go 2025, 2026, and 2027. Next year, they're going to be like, we screwed up on the Daniel Jones deal. The next year after that, they're going to be talking about how they screw up on the Kyler Murray deal. So forth and so on. 3 years from now, I believe they're going to say they screwed up on Trevor Lawrence deal, and they not going to pick up the back end of it. You want proof? Dallas ain't screw up on that deal, and they still in a position where they're like, man, because it ain't moving the needle. He ain't getting us over the top. I could have did this bad with Cooper Rush. That's the crazier part about it. Cooper Rush is capable of taking that team to the playoffs and losing the first round. What you need Dak for? That's a fact. Y'all remember when Cooper Rush started them like 6 to 8 games and won all of them but one? And that's when the market is going to correct itself. And you know how they going to correct themselves? This is how they going to slow it down. All of those quarterbacks that end up getting cut from their contracts, the teams picking them up going to be starting to do deals like 2-year, $35 million. You're going to see quarterbacks getting 17 a year again. You're going to see some of the better ones getting 2-year, $48 million. Like some of the better ones getting 24 a year that could, like a Kyler Murray going to get a 2-year, $48 million. You see what I'm saying? You're going to see a lot of quarterbacks that get cut from these big deals start getting those. And the better ones, like the really good ones, but they still ain't worth it, they're going to start doing those 2 years, $75 million deals, and it's going to be around 38. And that's how they're going to start correcting it. And then when the new deals come out for the quarterbacks that everybody think they great and all of that, it's going to start dwindling down. I think they're going to correct this market. It's just going to take the next 4 to 5 years as they start throwing this money out and none of it comes to fruition. None of it end up being worth it. That's usually how it works. Time always tells. But Miami, now we got to go through it, and we're going to have to bite the bullet. Pay the man, Greer. Stop wasting time. Let's move forward. Let's get these two in here saying, y'all mad. So we can get past that whole delusion, and then let's evaluate whether it was a good move or not. It's that simple. Austerity has to happen, TD. Yeah. Watson and Jamarcus about to host a quarterback masterclass. Yeah. Yep. If Deshaun Watson don't do something special this year, he's going to go into that list of proven, oh, man, we messed up starting to get these guys this overinflated money. But also, some of y'all got to realize some of this money is fake. Watching money real. But some of this money out here fake. Just like Trevor Deal, like I said. Until you reach those guarantees, this fake money. People just want to see the number. I'm telling y'all now, people will go crazy if they see Tua 5-year, $300 million contract, $120 million guaranteed. All they'll be is like, 5-year, $300 million. He's the highest paid in the league, $60 million a year. And they'll ignore that 120 guarantee, even though it wouldn't be that, but they'll ignore that. All people want to see is their quarterback has the highest average. And that's what the Bucks did, is matched him with Burrow at the highest average in the league, but at the same token, ain't got as much guarantees as Burrow. He ain't even got as much guarantees as Burrow, but they now think Trevor's the highest paid quarterback, even though he ain't got as much guarantees. Daniel Jones money was fake. Yeah, it was a 4-year, 160, but only 80 guaranteed or something like that. I don't know. I ain't looked at it in a while. Yeah, he only had 2 years worth. That's what I tell people about Austin Jackson for the Dolphins. They talk about, oh, you hating on tackles now? Like, because they're like, oh, well, Greer found a franchise right tackle in Austin Jackson. First of all, he brought him in to play left tackle. That failed. Then he put him at right tackle, and he has a solid year, and we give him an extension, and you think he's a franchise player when he only got 1 year of guarantees? You don't give no franchise player 1 year of guarantees. Especially not at the tackle position. Oh, you getting mad because it's a team-friendly steal of a deal. Listen, if he was a franchise right tackle, he wouldn't have took the deal. He wouldn't have taken that deal. The man got 1 year guarantees on a new deal. It's like a 3-year, $36 million with like 11 million guarantees, somewhere around that. It's a 1 year guarantee. Let me read some of these super chats. Let me see. Oh, 4-1 Panthers. Let's go. Gatos, I guess. You know, I don't follow hockey. I don't follow hockey like that. If the Panthers winning, yeah, good job. I don't follow hockey. So is it best of 3 or best of 7? I mean, best of 7 or 5? What is it? I know they up 2-0. What is it? Y'all gonna have to fill me in on that because I'm a football, basketball guy. I watch some tennis, golf. That's about it. Same as NBA TD, 7 games. That's what's up. Be good for the city to bring a chip down there. For sure. I've been to hockey games when I was in Dallas. That's it. I watched a few Stars games or whatever. Been to a few. Let me see. Gatos equals cat. You got me. You got me. It would be the Panthers' first Stanley Cup ever. Ooh, that's even bigger. Okay, I get it. I get it. It's over with tonight. Oh, I thought you said it's the same as NBA. They got to get 4, don't they? TD, you gonna watch Tua as a pro golfer? Nah. I mean, if he becomes a great golfer, and I would probably watch him. Let's see here. For real, you two haters always try to be a white knight to each other. Yeah, they have to get 4. Where does the Panthers play? South Florida? No, Tua on the PGA Tour. What's up, my guy? Long time. What up, Archer? I see you, homie. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting this year. Oh man, at least I'm happy now that Greer is actually, doing the necessary things that we need to be done. I'm trying to think what area we might be thin so that we can maybe address it. Like other than O-line, running backs and receivers galore. Tight end, I'm good where we are. We talk about the positions if we had a major injury where, defensive end, I feel better now. I don't know who's gonna be the true nose because I know Calais interior just like Zeeler. We'll see how they operate that, but we got that other piece. They'll figure that out. Linebackers, I feel like we brought in a good complement of guys. I'm fine with that. Safety, I'm good with. Maybe could use one more, but I'm good at our starting point. Cornerback, we could use another corner. I think we use another corner and O lineman. Yeah. Like, think of a world if Ramsey went down. How would we feel with Fuller and Cam Smith? You know, we could use another corner. Yeah, I'm going to project that Tua gets paid next Tuesday. I'm going to throw that out there. Next Tuesday, Tua gets paid. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to say this. I projected the Dolphins winning 9 games. No, did I have 8 or 9? I'm gonna have to let me pull the schedule back up. Oh man. Let me see Miami Dolphins schedule. Let me pull that back up. All right, let me see. Time for me to do a new prediction because I don't feel we're gonna be exposed as much in the run up the middle with Campbell. We beat the Jags now. I just can't find myself saying we're gonna beat Buffalo now at home. I had them sweeping us, but we're gonna split now. Every time I do this, it don't work out. Gosh, man, but we're gonna beat Buffalo now. We're losing to Seattle, 2-1. Tennessee, we win 3-1. Patriots, we win 4-1. Colts, we win 5-1. Arizona, we win 6-1. Bills on the road, we lose 6-2. Rams on the road, 6-3. I'm good with 6-3 starting the season. That's what I said we needed. I had us 5-4 for quite some time. But now I got us 6-4. We're gonna beat the Bills at home on that primetime game. Short week. It's the only thing I hate about that game. Only thing I hate about that game. Short week. We're not gonna practice Monday. They're gonna go over the game plan on Tuesday and practice kind of Tuesday. Walk through Wednesday and play the game Thursday. That's not much preparation at all. But now I'm going to say we're going to win. We're going to win that game. We're going to win 6-3 to start the season. So our recent change in the roster got me at 6-3 instead of 5-4. Now to finish out the season, how do I feel? We beat the Raiders 7-3. We beat the Patriots 8-3. We lose to Green Bay, cold weather on the road, 8-4. We beat the Jets 9-4. We lose to the Texans on the road, 9-5. We lose to San Francisco at home, 9-6. We lose to the Browns in cold weather on the road at night, 9-7. We beat the Jets for the second time, and that's on the road, 10-7. And I've had us losing to the Jets in that last week, but we're going to beat them this time with the roster we have now. So 10-7. So my prediction has gone up about, I must have had us at 8 wins before because now I got us at 10 because I only changed 2 of them. So I got 10-7 right now. Only problem with that 10-7 is that the Jets probably win the division in that situation. And we're guaranteed to win that last game, make it 10-7, because they probably will be resting their starters if it goes down that way. If it goes down that way. Yeah, because we're going to beat them in the first game in Miami. So it might be a clean sweep only because they may not need to. So we'll probably sweep them because I think they might clinch because they might have 11 wins by the end and we'll be trying to get 10. And there ain't no implication for them. Somebody said, I think you can beat the Texans and San Francisco. Yeah, we can. Yeah, but I'm not going to go through the schedule and say what's our record based off of who we can beat. We can beat every team on here every week. We can beat the Browns. We can beat the Jets twice. We can beat Buffalo twice. We can beat the Rams. We can beat Seattle. We can beat all these teams. But will we? Will we? Will we? I think these are going to be the most miserable 2 months I've ever experienced waiting on football. Technically 3 months, but 2 months because training camp. I need week 1 to come tomorrow. I want the kickoff to be tomorrow. You know what? I'm all in favor for 18 game seasons now and bring the games earlier. I'm all for it. Skip all that mini camp, rookie, and all of that stuff. Let that be basketball season. Pick the NFL up in June. Give me the NFL in June. Instead of July, give me June 20th. Right around the end of the NBA Finals era time and stuff. I need this thing to flow. Because I'm sorry. After the Celtics take care of business, it's, oh my God, a month and a half before training camp was just, crossing your fingers, hoping somebody don't get arrested or beat up on somebody. TD ready for a 20-game season, July 4th week. Man, that'll be lit too. That'll be lit too. I'm with that too. I just don't think they need to, get rid of preseason. As a result, keep preseason. Matter of fact, keep the 3 weeks. Let these young kids play, man. The ones that ain't gonna make the team. Give us something to watch, even though. Let them play. Do it for them. Get them an extra check or whatever. I just want more football. I think they could find a way if they added do the same format they got now, just add a week, which means instead of starting camp around the 25th of July, it's like 18th of July. And then on top of that, man, push that mandatory mini camp. Push that to the middle of at the beginning of July, and then give them like a week and a half off, and then we start camp. That's what I'd rather give them 2 weeks off, and we said like July 1st through July 4th mini camp, and then the 4th to like the 18th, they got 2 weeks off, and then we start training camp. Yeah, and then if you want, you can keep all the rookie stuff the same. Because we could be soaking in NBA right now, and then right when that's over, we got mini camp coming in. NFL need to start, making sure these things don't stagger. Let the NFL own that crap after the draft. Soon as the draft is over, let the NBA playoffs own them 2 months. Two preseason games would suffice. It would, but keep the 3. It gives us more football, even though we watching other people like the guys that won't make the team, and give those guys more opportunity to play the sport they love. Do it for them and do it for the fans. Another thing the NFL need to do, which baffles me. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, they are missing huge money on TV. Why you don't have a Hard Knocks for every team in the NFL? Like, you should have some form of Hard Knocks. Like, the Jets already have it year round. They got a production crew that kind of do a version of it year round. Do y'all know how hard that'll be? How dope that'll be for NFL fans to get to see behind the scenes the nuances throughout the year of everything going on? I want that. I mean, come on, NFL fans, don't you want to always be in the know? When we watch these things, we learn stuff. We actually get to see some of the players' demeanor, personality. Yeah, the Chargers have it too. Yeah. They got the year-round Hard Knocks type deal thing that they do for their fans. It's crazy. Every NFL team should have it. They should be putting on productions, man, where we get to watch something year-round. You know what I mean? So they're not leveraging it. Exactly. Excuse me, I'm burping. It gives you a deeper storyline to root for, like undrafted free agents and such. Exactly. Learn their stories, be rooting for them. Then whenever roster day, you really on edge. Like, did he make it? You know, man, they missing out big. They big time missing out on that stuff. NFLPA will never agree to that. That you knew everything about football. No, they don't have a choice. That's the organization choice if they want to bring cameras in the building. NFLPA don't have a right to say whether the organization can bring cameras in the building or not and film their stuff. That's why the Chargers already have this. They have a version of this. They had to go through no NFLPA to get it approved. The Chargers already have a version of this. Long as you following all the laws and not disclosing any personal information and things like that. And when you think about it, the revenue on that can make just like throughout the whole year can make just as much as an NFL season. Especially when you start paying players to like follow them home in some occasions and you know how they live and the things, you know, talking about football and all that. I'm just saying, I just think they're missing out on a huge opportunity. Huge. Last thing before I get out of here, I want to talk about is why I'm so hard on the quarterback position. You know, because a lot of people now are accusing me and saying, there ain't no quarterback can make you happy, TD. What kind of quarterback is your type of quarterback? Well, it's actually quite simple. I really just want, first of all, you got to be good from the get-go. Just to begin, just be good. First of all, you got the intangibles and stuff. But you know what I respect the most in quarterbacks? And it's hard to find them. I just want a quarterback who's gonna live, breathe football. 24/7, 365 days a year. That's an exaggeration, but you get my point. Practice is over. Are you at home watching film or are you golfing? Well, everybody needs some downtime. Well, I want somebody who don't need none. Well, everybody has. That's not true. Like, here's how I feel about it. If you want to be the greatest, who do you want to emulate? Who do you want to find out? You know, you're supposed to go look for the greatest and find out what they did. And no matter how much you try to discount it, Tom Brady didn't have leisure times. Tom Brady said he made football literally 18 hours a day, even when he was asleep. Even on game day, he's watching film in the morning and on his way to the stadium, calling his offensive coordinator to talk about, ideas for the game that he saw on film with the other team the night before. And we sit here and act like that doesn't exist. And that's what the greatest did. And my thing is, I'm not saying you can't go out there and have fun, but can we accomplish something first before we make excuses for our guy? And our guy maybe will never be like that. Okay, I got to deal with it. But that don't mean that ain't what I want. It don't mean it's not what I want. Because nobody can convince me the time it takes to play 9 and 18 holes of golf could not have been beneficial watching film. And we're also not going to sit here and act like we ain't got a guy who plays golf all the time. Hey, the man can't have a life too. Yes, he can. I just want a quarterback that don't. I just want a quarterback that football is his life. Because whether you want to acknowledge it or not, those quarterbacks show better results. Those quarterbacks become GOATs. That's what I want, man. Unless you just got it already. But we know that's not the case. Dolphins won with Bob Greasy throwing 10 passes a game. Get the F out of here. Well, I'm not sure who you're referring to, Sal, but that's another thing a lot of people love to do. Even if you're not talking to me, Sal, I'm going to use that as an example. People don't know how to adjust to the times. They think that what worked in the past is supposed to work today or the same situation. People don't know how to adjust. They don't know how to calculate factors. Bob Greasy, and I'm not saying you were talking to me, but I'm going to use that as an example because people do that all the time. But say he was talking to me. Bob Greasy, a guy that salary cap, the money they were making, the money now makes you prove your value. The way the salary cap is set up, it makes you prove your value because if you're getting paid more than you should, it shows up on the team in their shortcomings. And that's what amazes me. And this is what I feel like our future is destined to be. People are going to look 4 years from now after our guy gets his money and say, it's not his fault we don't have good corners anymore. What money in the salary cap say that we can afford them? It's not his fault that blah, blah, blah. Well, where is he carrying to make up for the difference? It's not his job to carry. Yes, it is because he's getting the same money that some quarterbacks that carry do. We're going to blame everything except the money that a certain person is getting for the shortcomings of the team. This is why Seattle moved on from Russ. They couldn't figure out the formula with the money that they were being obligated to pay him. Same thing with Kirk Cousins. They wanted to bring him back, but they just couldn't that guarantee big money because they've worked every formula known to man to try to make it work. And the more money he made, the harder the formula became, and it still never worked. Same thing with Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott. That's what he's debating now. Should I keep paying him because we done tried everything and it won't work because of the amount of money he's being paid? If I had to pay him $25 million a day, I'd give him a 10-year, $250 deal. But that ain't the case. And the only reason I'm hesitant is because I can't figure out a formula while he's making big money. Nobody's figuring out a successful formula why the guy is making big money. Nobody. We ignore these facts. Let me give you another fact. Quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl while taking up 10% of or more of their team's salary cap. Steve Young, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. And last but not least, Matthew Stafford. There's only 6 quarterbacks in the history of salary cap that's won a Super Bowl while taking up more than 10% of their team's salary cap. Only 6. And every single one of them on there is elite. Some would argue Matthew Stafford, but he's the only one, which he's still a great quarterback, but he's the only one that, and technically every single one of them, these are Hall of Famers. Steve Young, Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, all Hall of Famers, and Matthew Stafford, who probably will end up a Hall of Famer. Only 6 in the salary cap history have won Super Bowls while taking up more than 10% of the team's salary. And it had to be the elite of elites. The elites of elites. Hold up, TD. Now, you know I don't like when you use Russell to make this argument. Russell won and went to another Super Bowl. None of these guys have accomplished that. He's not the guy for this point. He is the guy because when he won a Super Bowl, he was on a rookie deal and wasn't even a first-round pick on a rookie deal. Don't forget that. When he won a Super Bowl on a rookie deal and wasn't even a first-round pick rookie deal. He was making peanuts. When they paid him, what did he win then? That's the argument. So he's the best person to make this argument. He's the best person to, matter of fact, he was the first person for this argument. No, I'm wrong. You know who actually the first individuals were? Name all the quarterbacks in that short amount of era that got to come in and get a veteran contract right away. Y'all remember the quarterbacks that got to get drafted and get the big contract right away? Remember they did that for a few years and all of them was failing. Then they said, all right, never mind. We need to cut that out. We need to cap it because teams are dying paying all this big money for a bunch of failures. Y'all remember that? Let's make them earn it first. Well, guess what? We back in it. It's just now we still ain't making them earn it fully. Who was that era? It was a group of quarterbacks that got big money without drafted right into the big money. Stan Bradford. Yep. Jamarcus. Like y'all remember what I'm talking about, right? The quarterbacks that got drafted into the league and they were able to sign big deals right away. And they cut that mess out quick when they start failing. But there you have it. Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, etc. Yep. But we ignore those times. We done been here before. At one point, the rookies were getting $100 million contracts. Yes. We done been here before. We done been here before, man. That was back in the 2000s. When I just remember it. Shout out to Jane J. Just became a member of the channel. Thank you, Jane. Like I said to everybody earlier, that became members. Thank you for the love, support, to the channel, becoming a member. Let me see. Let me catch up to the chat real quick. Okay. And Jane got the all pro status. Salute to you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Man. DF Forever said, much respect to you, your channel, and your fam, TD. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And thank you to all 800 people watching right now, over 500 on Twitter. Salute to y'all. Y'all come over to YouTube, sub to the channel. We're on our way to 30,000. We're trying to hit that this year, which we will. We'll hit it. And for all the new subscribers, you may not notice about this channel, but we have parties on Sundays. We do a watch along party here on the channel. It's crazy. We be having 2,000, 2,500 people on the stream watching while the game. I'm giving live commentary of the game. We all watching it together. I miss it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. We had so much fun last year in those watch parties that I can't wait for this year, man. I can't wait for this year. So anybody that know about everybody watching probably know, but yeah, y'all can contest. The watch parties go crazy. Again, I'm telling you, by the second quarter, we got maybe about 1,500 people. By the fourth quarter, depending on the game, if it's a trash game, we'll have like maybe 1,700. If it's a crazy good game, we can be like 2,500 or so, So this year, I hope all y'all join me, come through. That's what I love on this channel the most, is on Sundays. I get my waters. I'm ready for Tua to take up some victory. Man, he's too far away. Oh, it's aggravating. And you know what? They're not even putting many of the preseason games on TV this year, y'all. I don't think. Like, NFL Network is not going to be playing any of the Dolphins preseason games live. The Bucs game I'll probably go to. The other games, I might go to one in Miami. I'm not sure yet. It's just crazy. This year during camp and preseason, I got a lot of moving parts between my personal life and camp and everything. I got a lot of moving parts. So I can't wait for this training camp schedule to come out because I got to figure it out. Because I don't want to miss camp. And I don't want to say, but I might miss some days because I usually go to every day, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I know I'm going to do all I can to get to all of it, but we'll see. I don't really have to travel this year, so I don't think other than going down to Miami. So, and I appreciate everybody last year. Y'all got me to Houston. Y'all donated to get me to Houston, so I appreciate y'all on that. It ain't no crazy travel. I think the only travel we got is Tampa this year, and I'm not far from that area, so I should be good on that. It's just me going down to Miami a few times. I'll see if I'm good on that as well. But yeah, I can't wait for this year's, man. I can't. And I hope everybody participating in camp. I can't even remember when we had a coach that players wanted to play for. I love that you said that, AB, because that's kind of more loaded than people would acknowledge. Can't remember the last time we had a coach that players wanted to play for. That's so loaded. Sometimes players want to play for you because you let them do whatever they want to do. Sometimes players want to play for you because you're motivational, you'll run through a wall for them, and you believe in their message. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know what we have in Miami. I don't know if they just feel it's laxed. Because the one thing that I can't get out of my head with Mike McDaniel, a coach always has a message, right? that overcomes adversity. And when he gives that message, you go out there and you overcome it, and he's able to say, you see what I told you? And they buy in even more. The problem with McDaniel, he's already had like 5 or 6 times where failure is an opportunity for adversity, and he went out and failed again. And then you see on the Hard Knocks thingamajigger we did, where the last time he gave that failure as an opportunity speech, everybody was kind of zoned out like, yeah, same old, same old. And they went out and lost again. I think people are over his antics, but they love him because it's the most lax they can be. They don't have to feel stressed or worried about their job, or I think that's what's happening in Miami. Exactly. Miami, everything 305 hit it right on the head. He like a fun substitute teacher. He like a fun substitute teacher. TD, is AFC East Roundtable doing a get-together during a game this year? Yes, we're doing 3 games. Technically, I want to say 2 because the third one with Buffalo, we're going to do the game. It's just we can't get seats together because they already spread out. So we're going to do some type of event at a bar the day before, and a tailgate thing with tables and stuff, like jumping through tables and all that stuff. But the ones that we know for sure that we'll all be together and it's an event so far is the Jets versus Buffalo game, week 6. I'll be there. And then Miami versus Jets in Miami, December 8th. We booked the private terrace in the stadium, overlooking the field, our own concession area, our own bartender, all that stuff. We looking right at the field for the whole game. Seats and stuff are also there, but it's an area where you can walk around, mingle, do all that in that one area. So we already got it booked. Cost a pretty penny. If you think like 20 grand or something like that. We already booked it with the Dolphins. So we're allowed 75 people in. We got about 57 slots. We opened it up last week. So we already got like 15 of them gone. And at a good price. So that in the price that we put doesn't just come with the private area, but it also comes with Saturday night Miller Ale House. We're gonna have a meet and greet at the Miller Ale House where we'll all get together and chill. Yeah, you buy your own drinks and food, but we're just doing a thing where we all get together. So we kind of booked the little area and all of that at the Miller Ale House, like 15 minutes from the stadium. I think Miami Lakes, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty dope get together. So go to AFC East Roundtable, click on our video. In the description of the video, you'll see the links to the ticket, and you can go there and get your tickets. Glenn already got his. You need to get a good tailgate together Sunday. We were, Glenn, but they don't have good options. We were going to create our own tailgate, but Miami is when you get your ticket, you go in wherever you want. They don't have reserved, just this is your tailgate area. So you're not guaranteed like 5 or 6 parking spaces by yourself. Now, we were going to book a tailgate area for about 30 grand that they give you this room, but only 50 people are allowed. It's like the F1 garages, but it's like couches, everything in there, TVs. The problem why we didn't book that, because it would be an exclusive area where you can grill, you can bring your own stuff, your own drinks. We were going to get that for this event, But the only problem with it is it only came with 20 tickets. And you can go back and forth, but the 50 people, they can stay in the garage and watch the game, but it's outside the stadium. It's its own private areas that come with the concierge. Like you got your own Dolphin staff people in there, and you watch it from a garage. They got like several of them, by the way, the F1 garages, but it's enough to hold 50 people or something like that in it. It costs a lot. We were going to get it until they said it only come with 20 tickets. So how do we sell that? We can't tell only 20 of y'all can go in the game. The rest of y'all got to stay in the garage outside of the stadium. And even though it's air conditioning and on TV monitors all in the garage and couches, it's beautiful. It's like they dress the garage up and make it like this amazing office. Hey, did I freeze up? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, because I think I might have even froze just now. And the Wi-Fi there. All right, y'all, we back. I don't know what happened, but I got it back. Shout out to O'Shea Morris, just became a member as well. Oh, I think that was from earlier. I'm not sure. Remember? Maybe he just became a member again. I'm not sure. I don't know if you got another level of what or what. He became a member earlier. Must have probably went to a whole nother level. Let me see here. Give me a second, y'all. I don't know why my thing is acting up on me now. Right. Okay, here we go. All right, I think I'm good now. Drop the link for CB. Oh yeah, I'm sending it to him now. Y'all give me a second. 481. Yeah, I'm gonna send CB the link because I only got like 20 more minutes, but I'll chop with him before I get out of here. Copy. All right, He got the link. CB got the link. CB is the Miami Roundtable Friday now. I haven't seen it in a week. Yeah, we're kind of off for the summer, but the Miami Dolphins Roundtable, we're going to be back next Tuesday. I believe we've locked that in. Me, Doug, and CB3, we've locked in next Tuesday. We're kind of like honestly, we should be on a break until training camp. This is usually the time of the year, you don't want to be obligated to things and try to, work on planning for next year and getting ready for next year. But the guys say they're ready to roll. So we're going to be back next Tuesday on the AFC East Roundtable for Miami Dolphins Roundtable. So we should be good to go. A nice little hour, chopping it up, talking about these things right here. Hopefully talking about Tua's contract too, but we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. Again, CB got the link. Hopefully he come through in time because I'm supposed to do a late night movie night with the boys, so I want to give it like 20 more minutes. So CB83, you got the text message already, bro. So we waiting on you. TD fans hit 29.1K subs and broke YouTube. Nah. No. All right, so we waiting on the man. I know he ain't running like this, man. Come on. CB gonna come on with the talk that Tua is better than everyone. Oh man, he put me all out. Oh, where's CB at, man? What's going on? Appreciate you, DF. CD, the Chargers recently invited all the popular YouTube content creators to the facility. Maybe the Dolphins will hopefully follow suit and you can talk to Greer and Tua. They ain't going to do that. And even if they did it, they ain't invite me. You think they going to bring me in the building? No, they know who they will bring in and who they wouldn't. What up, fam?
Yeah, what's good, man? What's going on? How's my audio? I'm good.
Yeah, you great.
What's going on, man? My boys making signings. Hey, Greer's still cooking out here, man. God,
he finally got in the kitchen. He finally got in the kitchen.
Hey, Tyreek ain't lying, boy. That boy really cooked this offseason, man. That's crazy.
What did he cook this offseason?
Man,
Calais Campbell, the only thing he cooked in the kitchen.
Nah, let's stop because honestly, when you look at what we lost, our offseason was like, man, like, are we really gonna be able to replace all these guys? And
well,
then
yeah,
Greer just kind of slowly, methodically made it happen.
Well, I think it's two ways to look at it. He made it happen for the immediate, not for the future.
You said immediate, not for, and that's what I think this team is built to win now. And
yeah,
let's not even like fool ourselves. Like the Miami Dolphins are trying to win the Super Bowl, and they're trying to fast track themselves to a Super Bowl. So this isn't about future. I mean, you're gonna draft guys, right? That may be fundamental pieces for your team, but this is about winning big time games, winning playoff games, and putting yourself in a position to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, future. I mean, I'm not looking at the Miami Dolphins like, oh, we're building for the future. No, I'm looking at, hey, these dudes are trying to win right now. Like Ross, It seems like Ross ain't got much time left, and them dudes trying to go after it right now.
I agree. These moves are. I'm happy he got Calais Campbell. He was one of the guys on my wish list. I've been telling everybody on these streams, get us a safety, get us a defensive tackle or an interior D-line, and get us an O-line, interior O-lineman. We got everything except the interior O-lineman, and I feel confident he's still going to do something in that area. And I feel a lot more hopeful and promising for this team going into the season to compete with anyone. It's still going to come down to that one man, but I feel a whole lot better about where we are now than where we were. As far as the future, you're right. Throw that out the window. This is about now. All that matters is now. We can cry about the future later, and we will. But hey, we should be able to compete with anyone with this roster. Again, give me another old lineman, and I feel really, really good about where we are.
But TD, question for you: how do you feel about this roster versus last year's roster? Honestly,
now it's starting to shape into being better because of the depth.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like Calais Campbell ain't coming to play around. Like he's a veteran. He's been here. I like the leadership. I like the leadership he brings to the room too.
That's why it's the best move this offseason. I don't think there was a better move than a Calais Campbell move. There's some good moves, but this is the best move.
There's so many moves though. It's just hard. I even like the Kendall Fuller move. I think it's a little underrated. I think it's a little slept on. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that happened for the Miami Dolphins, but this is kind of like the cherry on the top. And you still have a lot of time and you still have money. You still have time and you still have money.
I think the last two moves make us better than last year.
So Calais Campbell and the safety move.
Yes, it makes us better. The safety move, you give us quality depth. Calais Campbell, you give us a guy who won't make us miss Christian Wilkins this year. We're still going to miss him in the future. But this year, you don't miss Christian Wilkins. And the last piece is Robert Hunt. I still need an interior O-lineman that'll make me feel great. So the reason why I feel like now we're entering to that in territory where we improve the roster is because now I can recognize the linebackers and Fuller and moves like that. Before, without a Calais Campbell and safety depth, I just don't see the overall better. I see position groups better like linebacker, but I don't see better with that big void of Christian Wilkins. Now that you've clogged the void, you didn't feel it, you just clogged it because it's temporary. Now you can start to recognize the improvement from the team overall. This is why I didn't feel the same way before, but now it's coming full circle.
Yeah, man, and I like the Marcus May pickup. Marcus May from Melbourne, Florida. Shout out to Melbourne High, Melbourne Bulldogs. He actually went to Holy Trinity and went to UF. So my pops is from Melbourne.
Good player, bro. Solid player. Fresh off probation. So he got something to prove.
And I think, when we look at how the roster kind of ended up to this point, I think, we've done a good job of filling the holes, right? I don't think you try to replace a Christian Wilkins. I think you get some guys in who can kind of replace that production and just rotate guys in. You don't need a bunch of, and that's what I didn't like about last year's team. It was like, hey, if 2 or 3 guys go down on your defense, you were kind of stuck. You don't have enough depth at some of these positions to really stretch it out and make it work for you. So now we get a little bit more depth. You may not be as top heavy as you are, but hey, you better off.
But I always said we never needed to be top heavy. That's why I don't like all the moves of going, spending capital and money on these guys. But we are where we are, and I think that overall we put it together well. I'll be honest with you. This may sound a little messed up, but I'm most excited because number one, ain't got no excuses.
Does he ever have excuses?
Yeah, every year y'all seem to come up with them. Every year.
I don't think it's about really coming up with excuses. I think it's about kind of putting it into context. When we really look at the Miami Dolphins last year, injury riddled down the stretch. Is that an excuse?
Yep.
Is it?
You want to know why?
It's the truth, though.
You want to know why?
You may say it's an excuse, but it's the truth.
Do I need to bring up the Chiefs film again?
What about?
Because you know why? No. Let me finish.
You have been going rampant with the Chiefs film.
And I ain't gonna lie.
I've seen it on every stream you've ran for the past past 4 shows.
You want to know why? I ain't realize it was that bad.
Why are you working that film like that, bro? You worked that film to death.
You want to know why? Because everybody loved to talk about it was because of our injuries on defense. Well, that shows you it was the offensive problem. And that showed you we didn't have all the major injuries on offense. Them boys was out there. I don't want to hear it.
TD, I get what you're saying. Them boys was out there. You know, put into context the weather, the situation, what we had
Mahomes
going
had the
on.
same weather. The Chiefs had the same weather.
All right, so and they also ran the ball 31 times.
And they also threw it more as well. They also did it productively.
So they threw it 41 times. We threw it. So we threw it 39 times.
They threw it even more.
They ran it 31 times, ran it 14 times. And that type of weather, this Miami Dolphins team, let's be real. Come on, let's just keep it real for a moment, TD. Patrick Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa isn't Patrick Mahomes. He can't do what he does.
You think?
Yes, I think. So don't you think Mike McDaniel would go into the game and be like, man, I need to kind of lean on my run game this game and figure out a way to lean on the run game and use the play action to open things up and throw down the field when I need to, to take my shots. Because I think if you do that, it's a much more balanced football game and you have a shot at winning. People say, oh, we needed to throw to get back in the game. We were never out of the game. Which is even crazy. We never were out of the game.
Because the defense actually played well enough.
And they did. And they did.
Where's this injury notion coming from then?
Oh, you still were injury riddled. You had guys from off the street. You didn't have your two bookends. You didn't have Jalen Phillips. You didn't have Chubb.
Played well, so who cares?
You can say that all you want to, but there's plenty of plays, and of course they play well. It's like they played well last year when we went to Buffalo with Skylar Thompson. They played well. We should have won the game. What are we saying? Offense wasn't good enough, right? Like, there's give and take. Now, if they were better, maybe we win that game. And
but when I watch that film, you keep saying why I've been playing that film on every stream, because when I watch that film, I'm not seeing just weather.
You're saying Tua misreads
a lot.
And TD, yeah. I mean, he threw the ball. He had 39 dropbacks. Like, you had 39 dropbacks in 0 degree red. Like, what are
Mahomes
we doing?
Had 41. It don't matter. Mahomes had 41.
And he's a different quarterback. He's a alien when it comes to quarterback play. But you got to know. See, and this is my thing about these coaches. You got to know what you got, right? You got to know your situation. Like, when we look at Jordan Love in his playoff game, when we look at CJ Stroud in his playoff game, they threw the ball about 20 times, 22 times, 23 times, and ran the ball 20 times, 30 times. You got to be balanced, especially with younger guys who just aren't proven in those instances yet. Like, you can't tell. When we go look at Green Bay's game, who'd they play? Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat Dallas. They leaned on Aaron Jones. They leaned on the run game. When we look at those stats, Jordan Love threw the ball under 25 times. Go
look at his 25 throws having more production than Tua. That's the point.
So
that's the point. That because they didn't need to throw more because what they did throw
because
was
they ran.
impactful.
They didn't need to because they ran the ball efficiently.
CB83, we would have been able to run the ball more had we executed some of the passes and not stalled drives.
No. See, but in a game like that, you don't go into a game and say, "I'm gonna throw to open up the." No, it's I'm gonna run to open up the pass when I need it. Like, let's be real. Like, you got to understand how you approach the game. And Mike McDaniel was just off. He was off. He should have called a better game. He should have called a better game. Like, on 3rd and 1, did you agree with the pass call on 3rd and 1? Like, late in the game when you have an opportunity, bro, run the ball, bro. You're in negative degree weather. Take the high percentage play. High percentage play, run the ball.
All I'm saying is, regardless of whether you should have ran more or not, we would have loved for us to run more because our quarterback couldn't deliver.
Yeah, I mean that's me.
If our quarterback was delivering, we wouldn't be complaining about running the ball more. See, and here's my thing on this. we lull ourselves to sleep and then want to complain about it when it doesn't work out. See, Mike McDaniel has done this since he's became the Dolphins head coach. We go into games and he do stuff like that. He'll do stuff like throw the ball 40 times and run it 15, but we'll blow a team out into a cook that day, and it's all good.
Because you can get away with it some days.
And then I say, well, I don't like the balance. Oh, you can't be happy about nothing.
Oh, no, that's not true. Nobody said that.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, but people have said that to me. People have said that. So then whenever the ugly head rear itself in like games like that, then we choose to complain about the ratio. All I'm saying is, do you got a guy that can make the plays or not? And when you look at Tua in that game, bro, he out of the 17 plays that on that film that he was atrocious. If he would have made 4 of them, it might have been a different story.
It would have. And honestly, and when you went over with the San Francisco guy, he was fair, right? He was fair in pointing out some stuff. Hey, you don't know what the receiver was doing. You don't know if he's dogging it on this route. You don't know if
every
he's not
time he
expecting
said you don't know what the receiver is doing, he also came back and said, but you do have a check down right there.
Yeah, I mean, you could take the check down. Yeah, I mean, it's in your face. I get it, right? You can throw it every time if you want to. But Tua wasn't trying to do that. He's trying to show that he could play and work through his reads and work through his progressions. He's got to be better, and that's why he knows that, bro. He knows he's working on that.
He gotta be. Can he?
We know that.
Can
yeah,
he?
He can. He can.
Yeah,
and that's why in year 5 he goes and gets a quarterback coach, because he knows, hey, I'm probably tapped out with what I've been doing. I got to find something different this offseason to change the way I play.
What's different?
It may be his throwing mechanics. It may be his off-platform throwing. It may be his ability to get outside the pocket and run for yardage. I mean, he does look slimmer. He does look like he could be a little bit stronger, but we'll see. I'm excited to see what he puts out there on the field this year. Tua's been a good quarterback. You can't say he hasn't been a good quarterback. Go ahead and say it. Can you say he's been a good quarterback, TD?
Yeah. Tua is a good quarterback.
Okay. How good is he?
Good. How good?
Yeah, how good?
He's good enough not to be good enough.
Okay. So if we rated Tua on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate him at?
6.8.
What does he have the ability to hit?
6.5.
You said he's a 6.8. What's his ceiling?
Because
TD?
He's already exceeded his ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all don't be listening to me.
So a year 4. So if we came in and said in year 4, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, you guys have reached your ceiling. You have exceeded your ceiling. You've shown that you could play well, but we think this is the best you can do. If we did that to those guys, they wouldn't be what they are today. They wouldn't be the Peyton Mannings, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's. Let's be real, man. You got to get quarterbacks take some time.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady wouldn't like this early.
Yes, they were.
They weren't.
Hey, when I pulled up the stats through the first 4 years. You want to go back on my Twitter?
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl in his first 4 years. What you talking about?
That's a team stat, though. You talking about wins? Wins is the team stat. You got defense, special teams. You got all of that in there. What we talking about?
So Tom Brady was just as good as Tua in his first 4 years.
I'm not saying that. But when you look at the numbers, when you look at the numbers, they are pretty. I think Tua has better numbers through the first 4 years.
Yes, because of how our offense is designed, he's gonna have better numbers. CB does not
interceptions. Let me tell you all the bad stuff too. TD.
Let me tell you the difference between Tom Brady and those guys, man. And I said this today about Tom Brady with Mahomes catching Tom Brady. I said I don't care about stats in comparing Mahomes and Tom Brady. Ratios and percentages, yeah, but here's why I don't care about yards, passing yards, and passing touchdowns. Because what made Tom Brady so great is the fact that he would recognize he got a pass and play called at the line that he's trying to get a touchdown, but based off of the defense, He wasn't, I
Bro,
never
this
said
is
this.
crazy because y'all don't know this. Y'all you're guessing though. You don't know.
Tom Brady
You
would
don't know he was
audible
making
to the
plays. You don't know that.
Tom Brady would audible to the run where he saw it necessary. That was the difference between the Tom Brady and Dan Marino. Dan Marino gonna throw it no matter what. He could see and that this will be a better run. Marino ain't trying to run the ball.
So
and that's
TD,
the difference.
So do you think the ability to audible and change plays and make calls like that are is that your coach allowing you to do that, or do you just have the ability to do that freedomly, or should you be pushing your coach to do that? Should you be saying, hey, I'm good enough to do that?
You know what I've learned listening to great quarterbacks over time, because I actually study these older quarterbacks, like listen to their interviews and how they were as players with their coaches and stuff.
Mhm.
What I've come to learn is that at some point the real leaders know better on the field. And when it works, the coach never says anything. And when it doesn't work, he chew you out all week. And eventually, if you get it right, they stop chewing you out the very few times it don't work, because they see you getting it right more than it doesn't. It's that moment where your leadership takes that chance that your coach didn't tell you to take, and it pays off because what you saw, you trusted and you believed in, and you got your teammates to buy into, and you executed. That's true ultimate leadership. It's not, I give you the play, you operate it, don't ever deviate. Yes, sir. But at some point, it comes a time where you and I'm not relating this to Tua,
but do you think
I'm not asking him to?
Do you think Tua does any of that on the field?
Not at all. Not one iota, 0.0001% iota. The only thing Tua does.
So he makes no checks at the line of scrimmage. He never tells guys to run different routes or do anything like that.
Not at all. The only thing Tua got is 2 plays, 1 pass, 1 run. And this is why when you see at the line of scrimmage, when they tap their helmet, you'll notice it's not just him telling them, it's 6 of them doing it at the same time. Because they all see they got 2 plays, 1 run, 1 pass. If the defense shows this, we tap and we go to that. If the defense shows that, we keep what we got. That's it. There ain't no, hey, we're gonna switch this up. Tua ain't doing none of that. Tua ain't even got no commands. Have you ever heard him vocal at the line? Have you ever heard a kill or anything?
I've seen him make some adjustments. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
it seems like I've seen him maybe signal to a guy, "Hey, run this route, run this, right? Run, give me this right here, or give me this right here, or something like that." And then Tyreek may run the route, and it works sometimes.
You probably seen this man run 4,000 plays and saw that 5 times.
But I've seen it though.
See, that's what kills me with y'all.
I've seen it though.
Y'all will sit there and see an outlier, something that y'all will see the smallest little outlier.
But we've heard it too. We've heard the conversations on the sideline. Hey, Tyreek, what were you running there? Like stuff like that. Like we've heard those conversations.
All I'm gonna say is this, CB. You know when a player does it, and you know when a player does. So you know the players that do it, you hear it at least 6 to 9 times a game. And that one little signal, you probably saw Tua do it once every 5 games. So I agree with you. I've saw it before.
You've seen it, yeah. You've seen it before, yeah.
I've seen it before. See, but y'all get caught up in the I've seen it before. Obviously, that just simply
you want to see it more.
No, I don't. To be honest with you, I only want to see it at the level that you're comfortable at. So what I'm saying to you is I'm not making this a negative about Tua. If you're not good at it and you're not being able to do it at a high level,
it's a negative then, Tua. If he can't do it.
No, because I don't need you. I don't need you going out there trying to messing it all up.
Oh, here we go. This is funny.
I'm being fair here, bro. If you can't do it well, it's not a negative. Don't forget, Tom Brady wasn't doing this stuff until later in his career, just like Peyton Manning and all of them.
And that's all of them. But we won't give Tua the benefit of the doubt that he needs to learn and he needs to grow in that.
I didn't say that. The original point in this was
I'm glad you can admit that. I'm glad you can admit that.
I've never shied from that.
But we don't hear that a lot from you. We don't hear that. It took those guys a little bit later in their career to get to that point. We don't hear that. We don't hear that, TD. We don't hear it. We just don't hear it. That
aspect of the game, you don't hear it because he's not at that point in his career for me to judge it.
Yes, but he's getting to that point, and that's what we want to see. I think that's the next element to his game is growing in that.
Tua ain't ever doing it because he ain't processing the field.
Man, why do you use such definitive words like he's ever like
he's you know what?
Come on, you better than that though.
No, because
I think you're better than that.
You want to know why I'm definitive on never, even though I know it ain't never? You want to know why I'm definitive on it? Because y'all sit here, just like I just made that analogy that you've seen somebody do something once out of 4,000 times, and y'all make it seem like he does it. True lies and false facts. It's true that you've seen him do it, but it's false. Like he do that. Like that's what he do.
But you've seen him do it, so it's just a matter. Look,
that is manipulation. I've seen him do it, and it wasn't even successful when he did.
But Titty, you're a man of faith. I think you understand that. I mean, anything's possible. Right?
Understand what?
With hard work, with determination, anything's possible. With his growth. Like, I mean, for me to say he's never or ever going to be something, that's crazy. This
is what y'all do. This is what y'all do. I shoot 10 3-pointers. No, I shoot 100 3-pointers. I make one. You get mad at me for saying this man can't make a three. Oh, well, he's made threes. He's not a 3-point shooter. The man can't make a three. He done missed 99 out of 100, and I say this man cannot make a three to save his life. Oh, that's cap, man. I've seen him do it. Y'all make it seem like he's done it at a clip that's respectable to argue it. That's the exaggeration that I don't get.
Nah, I think he's, when you look at the breakdown of the game, everything is typically in the pocket. It's typically by the play call like that. Like you're gonna see a few outliers in a game, a few deep balls. You're gonna see a few plays where guys get out of the pocket and make all platform throws. It's not gonna be an every down thing, bro. You're not gonna see a lot of plays where guys are going up to the line of scrimmage and calling audibles. It just don't happen a lot. It's outliers.
That's the problem, CB83. When I watch games with Tua, and he's predetermines where he wants to go with the ball. And when the ball snaps, everything is covered. How did you predetermine?
So you just said this, TD. You said when the ball is snapped, he's predetermining where he should go. Before the ball is snapped,
he knows which side of the field he wants to go to.
So honestly, you should know. As a quarterback, my son is playing quarterback right now.
Mm-hmm.
Before the ball is snapped, you should know which side of the field you want to work on.
And this is why me and Jesse, the 49ers guy that was on the other night, we were asking
you should know that.
We were asking ourselves, when you got 3-on-3 and 2-on-2 with a safety on the left, you go to the 3-on-3 every time.
Right. But that's not
every time Tua's going to the 2-on-2 with the safety and nothing's there. And he's like lost.
But you're also, but TD, you're not
on the right and you see somebody open. Like what? How do you explain that? You just want to give me your explanation.
Because sometimes you may be taking into account personnel on that side. You may be and you may be saying, hey, Tyreek and Waddle on the 2 receiver side can beat these guys on the 3. These 3 over the top.
All excuses.
That's just, bro. That's real.
All excuses.
Is it real? Is it real or no? Is it real or no?
Y'all excuses have no bounds.
So look. If I got Tyreek and Waddle on one side, and I got Berrios, River Craycraft, and who else we have?
Bums, right? Yeah,
bums.
That's fine.
If I got bums on the other side,
yep,
bro. I don't care what I got on the 3 receiver side. Now, if I work to the 2 receiver side, if I start on the 2 receiver side and I don't see it, I may work back to that 3rd receiver. I may do that. Right?
When have you ever seen him go to the 2 and then come back?
He's done it before.
Yeah,
come on, stop this. Okay. Stop the cap.
This is another case
But this is
it before. He done it 1 out of every 100 times.
Or
he
you
will
worked
force feed the ball to one of them before he come back to a wide open man. Because he never said, okay, nah, you
or he will
pull up this Chiefs film.
Or he will take
you gonna make me pull up this Chiefs film.
Bro, you've been working the Chiefs film every night. I expected this.
It's gonna debunk everything you saying. Because I want to ask you on that Chiefs film. You seen it. Why would he go on the left? Nothing's there and never come back to the right.
Because he probably goes to his check down instead of going back to the right.
He doesn't. He's looking left and nothing's there. And then he makes an errant throw and never comes back to the wide open trailers underneath on the other side. Why is he not doing that?
I would have to see the play.
Pocket.
I would have to see the play.
You've seen the Chiefs film. You was in here the other night and we were talking about
You've been working it. I just don't know which play you're talking about.
You even brought up the example of the 2 on one side and 3 on the other. You even brought it up, so you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know. Why he don't I don't know the other side. Look, I don't know why he didn't work to the other side. I don't even know which play you're talking about. And he should have worked through it, but he didn't. Sometimes that happens. But
several times.
And quarterbacks miss reads all the time. Tua misses reads, bro.
Even Mahomes,
Aaron Rodgers misses reads. Mahomes misses reads. Mahomes probably misses a lot of reads, but he has the physical ability to make up for missed reads by extending the play, getting outside the pocket, and throwing across the middle of the field. You said what?
Were you watching the huddle today?
I did not watch the huddle today. Well, shout out to the huddle. Shout out to you guys.
That's very refreshing to hear you say that because I was arguing with Richie on the huddle today.
What did I say?
The exact thing you said is what I said about Mahomes. Mahomes misses reads sometimes, but he has the improvisation and ability to extend plays that makes up for it.
Yeah.
Because I was arguing because I've studied Patrick Mahomes' film. I'm trying to figure out, all those great traits. And what I found is Patrick Mahomes is not the post-snap processor that a lot of people think he is.
He's not.
He misses reads all the time, but when the pressure comes, he can extend plays, keep his head downfield, and see a guy. But that ain't in the normal structure of making reads.
Yeah. So
and Richie
Patrick Mahomes
arguing that with me, like Patrick Mahomes, I can't believe you say that. Patrick Mahomes is not a good post snap reader. No, I watch film all the time.
He's a bad processor. He's a bad processor. He might look, but he might be a worse processor than Tua.
I ain't gonna lie. Well, people trash at it, but
he won't. But people won't even admit that. People will.
They will never. But I'm not.
But he may be a worse processor.
I'm not gonna rule that out. But people don't understand how good of a physical attributes he has in improvisation that you never even pay attention. Like he'll miss a wide open read, but since he extended and hit another guy, you never go back to say he messed up.
Right, and this was what you got to understand. Patrick Mahomes has a baseball background, right? Mm-hmm. So he has the ability to throw the ball in a number of different ways that Tua just doesn't have that ability because he's so used to throwing a baseball, right? So baseball players have the ability to throw sidearm, underneath, a bunch of different ways. Tua doesn't have that ability, and he also doesn't have the physical ability that Mahomes has. So that makes up for his lack of processing.
And Mahomes has true anticipation. What I mean by that is off script, without timing, he can calculate real time which direction a guy is heading, how fast they're heading in that direction, flick the ball out, and it meets them right where they need to.
I agree
without
with that.
Structure. Without structure and timing, I think see it off script and know where a guy will end up and put it where it needs to be.
That is literally that's his superpower.
His superpower, exactly.
Yeah, that's what he does best, and that's why Kelsey has the ability to eat like that
because Kelsey plays into that. He'll get open for him. Backyard football.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
But this has always been my argument, CB, with Tua. Yes, everybody struggles. A lot of great quarterbacks struggle with processing in the league, just like Tua to a degree, right? But they have that superpower to make up for it.
And not everybody has it. Not everybody has that, though.
Not everybody, but
it's only a few. It's only a few. And that's Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Who else?
Deshaun Watson when he's at his prime.
We're not giving him that because we haven't seen that.
I'm just saying we know what he's capable of.
Yeah, we know what he's capable of, but there's not many quarterbacks who have.
I'm talking about that echelon though. He was at that echelon when he was.
Yeah, he was up there
outside of that. But then you got to bring in the ones who do process well.
Joe Burrow. Yeah. You could put Joe B in there. You could put
Jordan Love.
No, I'm not.
Jordan Love is a good processor, bro. Watch his film. He processes the field very well.
His coach does a really good job of setting him up to be successful.
I agree with that too.
But I'm not giving him the processing. I'm not telling. He's learned a lot. He's gotten better for sure. But just a year ago, we were saying there was no way that Jordan Love was a better quarterback than Tua. Like, let's be real.
About a better quarterback overall.
Even Jalen Hurts.
Well, Jordan Love a better quarterback now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm disputing that.
We know you ain't.
I'm disputing that. Tua's better than Jordan Love right now.
In what way?
Better processor, better anticipation.
Lies.
He just benefits. He benefits from the system.
Stop it.
I'm telling you, he is.
Whose system is better?
Just a couple. Like, what are we talking about? A couple years ago, we were saying Jordan Love was a bust. Like, are we serious?
Love.
He had one good season, and his good season was on the back of the run game.
Bro, he didn't even play that full season.
But he played enough. We got a good enough sample size, bro.
And he was phenomenal last year.
Man, he was phenomenal this past year. He was not phenomenal the year before.
The year before, Aaron Rodgers was there.
No, he was not. What are we talking about?
Yes,
he played.
Was.
Jordan Love played a lot.
Few games. What is you talking about?
He played enough.
Aaron Rodgers was their quarterback. Remember Tua's concussion game?
I remember.
Your dates mixed up. Aaron Rodgers was their guy.
Jordan Love has played a lot of games, though, TD.
No, you got this mixed up.
He's got snaps. He's got a lot of snaps.
You can't take somebody off of a 3 or 4 game sample size and try to make that.
Yeah, stop. Y'all do it with Tua all the time, man. Y'all say the last 3 games of the season.
I don't. Let's just get to the last.
Y'all say the last 3 games.
Last 5 and 6. Let's keep it on.
You say the last 3 games of the season, Tua implodes. Last
year it was the last. It was the year before. It was the last 3, and it's technically was the last 4. But I give him Buffalo. He wasn't terrible. But last 3 that year. Last year, no, miss me with that. It was the last 6 games for the Dolphins.
The Dolphins or Tua?
Tua.
Okay.
Tua didn't.
You told me Tua, and you told me the Dolphins. I was wondering.
Tua didn't contribute in any win nor loss in them last 6 games.
Wow.
He didn't. We can go all the way back.
Didn't help at all. He was a liability. That's what you're saying.
Did he help?
Was he a liability or asset? Which
liability? Liability.
Wow.
Did he help? He was a liability versus the Cowboys, 5 field goals. He was a liability versus the Chiefs. Don't make me pull the film back up. He was a liability versus Baltimore. You want to keep going? Tennessee? You want to keep going? I mean, come on, bro.
I think he has some decent. I don't think the Tennessee game was a terrible game. I mean, the defense was bad. Man, offense struggled at times too.
83. It was 4 minutes left in the game, and you up by pretty much 3 possessions. You don't tell me a quarterback ain't supposed to take that home.
Yes, but and guess what? You gonna put it all on the quarterback? You gotta put some. You gotta put some of the onus on McDaniel. You got to.
I don't put that on nobody but the quarterback because when you go back, he was messing up throws at the end of the game.
Oh my gosh! You gotta put some of that on McDaniel.
Because I'll never forget that 3rd and 4th down that we went for it too, and he bombed both of them.
I hear you, TD. I hear you, man.
I'm just saying, bro. And listen, man. I wouldn't even try and make this about Tua. You the one keep bringing him up.
What? This your show, bro.
You're the one keep bringing him up for comparison. No, all I'm saying to you, bro, is that we got a squad now. I love the direction that we're headed. I did not believe that we were going to be able to well-round compliment the roster like we did.
I need you to applaud. Give me an applause for Greer real quick, man. Go ahead and applaud Greer for what he did.
Listen, Greer ain't cooking. Greer just basically said, I'm going to screw y'all futures for the now. Okay. All I've ever asked Greer to do is just tell us what you're trying to do. You can't be in between like you've been.
Oh my gosh, man. Give Chris Greer
Bro,
his flowers this offseason, man.
give Chris Greer flowers when most of these guys ain't even gonna be here next year.
That don't matter. It's not about next year. What are we talking about?
Chris Greer let our quarterback set us up to the point to where we gotta win now or never.
That's how it's always been. It's always been in year 4 and 5, Tua should be competing for a title. And this is where we at. We year 5. It's always been that.
It's some teams, it's not now or never.
Yeah, that's what your boy Omar said. Come on, man. That's your boy, right? That's your boy. He said year 5, Tua should be competing for a title. This is it right here.
Tua should have been competing for a title since year 1.
No, man. Come on, man. He wasn't supposed to start year 1.
Listen, he wasn't supposed to, or he couldn't.
He wasn't supposed to.
Nah, he couldn't.
He was supposed to sit.
That man came out in camp. Doctors cleared him, say he was 100% healthy.
But I understand I understand playing him. I mean, you got to see what you got in him. You got 2 first-round picks. They could have drafted a quarterback, that year. So I understand playing him. And they felt like, hey, this guy's pretty good. We can work with this. We're going to continue to build with him and see where it goes. And here we are, 4 years later, baby. We about to go get this title, man.
No, we're entering 5th year, 4 years down. And
we're about to go get this
title. So which teams you think better than us right now, roster-wise?
Better than us roster-wise? Jeez. I would still say the Ravens.
Agree.
I'm gonna put the Chiefs in there just because the Chiefs.
Even though they roster ain't better, they still better.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna say, that's it. I think San Fran could be up there, but I'm not really sold on San Fran.
So you don't think the Lions got a better roster?
No.
You don't think the Browns got a better roster?
No.
Wow, the Jets?
No way.
So you got us winning 15 games then.
We up there. I don't think it's gonna be 15. I think it could be 13 or 14 though. I think on 13 or 14 on the high end, I think 10 on the low end.
10 on the low. I got us winning 10 games now. I went up from 8 to 10 with our moves.
Oh, really? You jumped 2 games off 2 moves? Wow.
They were huge moves. You got to understand. I look at all the teams we play. This Calais Campbell move is huge. It covers a huge.
I'm glad this move gave you an excuse to give us 2 more wins because I was looking at you crazy anyway.
I'll say this too: the 2 wins are because we lucky and by default. So let me tell you why I say that. I got us beating Buffalo in week 2 now. Is it week 2? Is it week 2 we play them?
I think it's week 2.
Thursday night. I had us losing that game. Now I got us winning, right? That's the only game I flipped. Well, I flipped 2, but that's the only one I truly flipped. The last one that I flipped was the last game of the season versus the Jets. We sweep them now, and here's why. We beat them at home 4 weeks earlier or whatever. And the reason why I got us beating them on the road, because at 10 wins, we'll have 9 and we'll beat them to get 10. But I think they'll already have 12 or 13 by the end, and they get to rest their players. And we'll beat them to get 10.
What? So you think the Jets gonna have a better record than us?
Yeah.
Bro, what are you talking about? All right, man. I hear you. Hey, TD, you got it, bro. You got it.
You don't think they would have had a better record than us last year had Aaron Rodgers been healthy?
No, I don't think so.
Have you looked at their losses, all them losses by 2 and 3 and 4 points and stuff?
I just don't see it. Don't see it.
Well, this year, time will tell. We'll see.
I think so.
We shall see.
Yeah. I think this division is ours as long as we go out there and seize it. Don't let Buffalo
We were
around.
Fortunate. See, we ignore the fact, that we were fortunate at the Jets being down last year with Aaron Rodgers going down. We were fortunate. Very fortunate for that, bro. Even in a split game situation last year, had Aaron Rodgers been healthy, even if we split with them, the whole season is different. We don't even make the playoffs if we would have split with them last year.
I mean, I think that's we could play the if game, TD. We could
Yeah,
play that.
I
I
know.
think I think if Chubb didn't go down or if Jalen Phillips didn't go down, we'd be in a totally different situation too. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
bro,
it's different ways to look at it.
we could play the if game. I mean, there's a bunch of hypotheticals we could live in. I just think right now this team is better than it was last year, and I think
Mhm.
Mike McDaniel has found a way to make us a little bit more physical. And I think this is always what this team's been missing to me is just the physicality, being able to impose your will in the trenches and just be a more physical football team. Like offensively, we got to get there because I still don't think
Who made us more physical?
Calais Campbell, the defensive
Christian
tackles,
Wilkins wasn't physical.
Jordan Brooks. No, he's a finesse guy, in my opinion. I think
Stop, man. He was one of the only guys that was physical in the trenches.
no, he's
All
not. He's a finesse guy. He's a. I'm trying to get to the. I'm trying to get to the pass. I mean, the quarterback type guy. I mean,
Listen, as long as our O line, our running backs, and our wide receivers are not physical, all that don't matter.
no,
All
but
of that. I don't see the upgrade massively in being physical in other areas. I thought we were just fine in other areas overall. Our receivers getting bullied at the line of scrimmage is a major issue for us.
I mean,
Disrupting our timing.
we got OBJ. We got some guys who could work now, who could operate. I think it's gonna help. I think OBJ will help open things up. You got to think. You got Jonnu Smith too. You got those. He's gonna be more physical than a guy like Durham Smythe or Julian Hill.
Smith ain't a good blocker anymore, man.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
We'll see. I just know that we have to figure out a way to alleviate teams disrupting our timing and what we do.
Yeah, and that's something Mike McDaniel's got to work through. When you get bumped and stuff like that, Tua's got to be able to anticipate some guys, taking a little bit longer to get through zones or taking a little bit longer to come open. He may have to hold a ball a little bit longer to let that guy operate and get off that jam and get through those areas. Like that's something they got to work through. I think that's something that
going to allow that.
Yeah, I mean, they got to at this point. And if they see that, hey, we're not getting enough time, they need to go find somebody. Like, this is not the year to like play around with the offensive line. If you feel like you don't got enough, just go pay somebody or trade for somebody or make a move. Like, if you're gonna do it right. Like you spending too much money, you putting too much leadership on this team to not do it right. Like, and McDaniel thinks he can hide guys in his scheme, right? He thinks he can get away with sliding guys and making it look like, you're going to run, but you're passing, or you're going to pass, but you're running. But sometimes you just need some dogs in there who going to hold stuff down. And hopefully he figures that out.
Well, last question for you, because I got to get to this little movie night. They already started.
I got you.
Who could hold us back the most if they don't show up?
You talking about one player or a unit?
Unit.
Offensive line. We got it. My thing is, we better be able to run the ball. If we can run the ball, it's going to work itself out.
What I don't like about you saying O-line is the fact that they are the most likely group based off of depth and all the other position groups. Because right now I'm feeling really good about all the position groups. But that group still is the biggest unknown. So to say that they are the ones who can derail us, knowing that they have the highest probability to do so, is just not a good sign.
But you got to keep in mind, too, we said this last year. We complained about Austin Jackson. We complained about Eichenberg. But that unit did come out and play well early on until guys started going down. And when guys started going down, at that point, season was kind of like it was rocky at that point. But out the gate, they played really, really well, and we were impressed with their play. And people, top offensive line in the league, top 5, probably through the first few games or so.
I agree with that because even in the big games that we lost, they played.
It wasn't. Well. Yeah, it wasn't that. It was. I felt like it was never really their fault.
Eagles, Buffalo. I thought they played well enough.
Yeah, and I think they played well enough. I just think Mike McDaniel has to get to the point where his play calling is a little bit more balanced, and you're keeping the defense on their heels. Like, you got to keep them moving backwards. You got to keep your offensive line heavy on their hands. And when I say that, that means you got to run the ball, or you got to run some sprint out, stuff like that. That's going to keep guys moving. You can't just let them, drop back and get teed off on, because that's what we don't want. And don't drop Tua back 40 times a game. Like, he's not that guy.
I agree. He's not the type of quarterback that can handle that.
He's not. And you may get into a game where you have to do that. Like,
but you shouldn't be putting him in a position to have to.
You shouldn't. And that's where it is. And when we look at the Chargers game last year, hey, he had to do it. He had to go toe to toe. He had to make the plays. You get into games like that, you got to make the plays. Defense is not playing well. Defense is trying to catch up. But don't put him in a position where you got to throw the ball 40 times a game. You have too many running backs. You have too much to be doing that. And don't be too Tyreek centric. Like,
agreed.
Spread
That's
it out.
The biggest piece that I agree
Spread
with.
it out.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight, man. Y'all go check the homie CB83 channel out.
Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, it's a lot of haters in the chat, but I love y'all too, man.
Hey, that's wine. That's wine back there.
Nah, that's bourbon, man. That's bourbon.
Oh, bourbon. Look at it. I thought that was a little wine collection. I see.
Nah, that's some Willett stuff. I'm a big bourbon guy, man. You a wine guy?
No, I mean, well, honestly, I don't drink it like that anymore.
I got you.
But when I did, just a little simple, sippers here and there. But I kind of
like tequilas and
I used to, but now it's more like rums and different things like that. Something that got some of that flavor where I can just slowly sip.
Little juice in that.
And that's man. Even if I do that, it might be once a year. If I did,
I got you.
Yeah, man. I'm getting old, man. Getting old.
Get out of here. You're a young dude. You got young kids. You got young 40. Kids. So
I'll be 40 in January, bro.
Oh man, what you doing for your 40th?
Probably celebrating the Dolphins' victory.
There you go.
Our first playoff win.
When's your birthday?
January 12th.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. My wife is January 28th.
I'll be. Oh well, that's still Scorpio, I think.
Yeah.
I'll be celebrating Skylar Thompson's first playoff win.
Man, stop, man. Why you love? Hey, can you tell me why you love trolling these people so much, man? Honestly, bro, they really be mad at you, dog. And I know you don't be serious at all. I know you just be trolling them.
Listen, man. Anybody who can get in their feelings the way some of these people get in their feelings about a game.
Yeah,
you take it that serious, bro. That's just on them. I'm just having fun, enjoying myself, and letting the chips fall where they may. I really, I'm enjoying.
Hey, he used the chips fall where they may. That's the Mike McDaniel.
The wife calling me now, man. So I got to get up out of here.
I got
All
you.
right, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all soon. Thanks, CB, and y'all make sure y'all go check the homie out. Sub to the channel. We'll be back. Miami Dolphins Roundtable Tuesday night. We out, y'all. Peace.
See ya.